Luke 1:5. An angel promises the birth of John to Zechariah. When Herod was king of Judea, there was a Jewish priest named Zechariah. He was a member of the priestly order of Abijah, and his wife Elizabeth was also from the priestly line of Aaron. This was Herod the Great, confirmed by the Roman Senate as king of the Jews. Only half Jewish himself, and eager to please his Roman superiors, Herod expanded and beautified the Jerusalem temple. But he placed a Roman eagle over the entrance, which was forbidden by the law of Moses, Exodus 24. When he helped the Jews, it was for political purposes and not because he cared about their God. Later, he would order an unaliving of infants in the futile attempt to unalive the infant Jesus, whom some were calling the new king of the Jews, Matthew 2:2. One thing that stood out to me was that Herod put a Roman eagle on his beautified temple of Jerusalem. The Pope claimed himself to be a Roman, and he's from the United States, born and raised in Illinois, actually. The United States claimed the eagle as its national bird. Therefore, when the new Pope called himself a Roman, it is hitting me that he's calling himself a Roman eagle, which is interesting because the connection is there. You must not make for yourself an idol of any kind or an image of anything in the heavens or on the earth or in the sea. Exodus 24, part of the Ten Commandments. More specifically, the second commandment, which is why I underlined the 2 in Matthew 2:2, because it was the second commandment. Where is the newborn king of the Jews? We saw his star as it rose, and we have come to worship him. Matthew 2:2. The 3 wise men were the ones that were asking, where is the newborn king of the Jews? Not much is known about these wise men. We don't know where they came from or how many were in the group. Because of the 3 different gifts they gave to Jesus, tradition has assumed that there were just 3 men on this journey. Tradition also says that these were men of high position from Parthia, near the site of ancient Babylon. How did they know that the star represented the Messiah? 1. They could have been Jews who had remained in Babylon after the exile and knew the Old Testament predictions of the Messiah's coming. 2. They may have been Eastern astrologers who studied ancient manuscripts from around the world. Because of the Jewish exile centuries earlier, they would have had copies of the Old Testament in their land. 3. They may have had a special message from God directing them to the Messiah. Some interpreters say that these wise men were each from a different land, representing the entire world bowing before Jesus and fulfilling the prophecy that all the nations would come to him, Isaiah 11:10 and 52:10. These men from faraway lands recognized Jesus as the Messiah, while most of God's chosen people in Israel did not. Matthew pictures Jesus as king over the whole world, not just Judea. The wise men traveled many hundreds of miles to see the King of the Jews. When they finally found him, they responded with joy, worship, and gifts. This is so different from the approach people often take today. We expect God to come looking for us, explain himself, prove